Hey everyone, it's Nate. Today I'm going to show you how to invest with $100. How to get started, what to know, and what to do. Let's get it. Welcome back everyone. My name is Nate and I'm here to help you master your money. Hey guys, today this video is going to be a popularly requested thing actually. So several people have reached out to me and asked me to make a video regarding how to get started in investing and starting at different intervals of initial investment and all that. And so today I'm going to go over the very best way you can start investing and how you can start with just $100. It's going to be incredible. There's a lot of value in today's video. This is going to be short, succinct, but just good. So stay tuned, stick around to the end. Number 3 is going to be a good one. That's one of my favorites. So welcome. So the very first thing that I want to talk about today is going to be smashing the YouTube algorithm for the like button. Okay, but seriously, let's get on with the video. Let's speed it up, guys. Come on. This is ridiculous. Can't sit here all day making jokes. Ha! Don't do that. So before we get started, let's kind of talk about what investing is. So when someone thinks and says investing, what comes to mind is probably something to do with the stock market. That's pretty standard, first thought that comes to mind, but there's more investment vehicles than just that. The general premise around investing is putting a certain amount of resources into a given item with the hopes that you'll get more out than what you put in. That is as simply as possible as what I can explain, that is what investing is. And so the resources you put in, it could be a couple different things, and typically it's one of two things really. It's either money or it's time. And so these two things really are the catalyst for every investment. So the very first item on today's list is going to be books. Yes, books, and there's a reason for that. You are the very best investment vehicle out there. You right there, taking the wisdom of people that have come before you, that have done big things, have been very successful, and have a lot of wisdom to share. It is very important to take all the lessons and knowledge from them that we can to try and get as many steps ahead as possible. And so regardless of what success looks like to you, reading these books can help you get to where you want to go. Simply put, it'll help you make you more efficient. It'll give you better communication skills, something that I desperately need because I'm terrible at it. And they will also teach you to help make the very best of the resources that you have available to you. And so I have compiled a list of books that I think are the absolute very best that you can buy and read and get an incredible amount of value out of for under $100. And really, reading these books, going through them and applying the principles in them to your life will make you more productive, more successful, and just more knowledgeable about investing and business and finance and communicating all at the same time. So really, I would recommend these. I've read every single one, and I would 100% recommend you do the same. So the first book up is going to be The 4-Hour Work Week. Incredible book, loved it. It teaches you how to best utilize your time and not to waste time on things that don't need your attention. It teaches you how to delegate and other things like that to make it so that you don't have to work a bajillion hours a week to be successful. Starting out, you will, but eventually you build systems in place in your life to help make things more efficient and to give you more freedom, and ultimately buying your time back with the resources that you have available. This book can be found for $14 on Amazon. I would highly recommend you pick this one up. If anything else, get this one. It will help you and teach you how to be more efficient with your time, which is the resource I think is most valuable, because no matter how much money you have or make or how successful you are, time is not something that you can negotiate or buy back. This book teaches you how to make the best use of your time and how to delegate, which can be hard sometimes. The next one on the list is going to be The Richest Man in Babylon, and this essentially highlights the benefits of investing and investing early and not using all of your money on foolish things and living below your means, and several other very simple but practical things that you can keep watch for and do and apply in your life. And this book is also available on Amazon for the princely sum of $11. Please pick it up. Again, link in description for all these things. The next book on the list is going to be How to Win Friends and Influence People. And this one is a communications book directly from the legend Dale Carnegie, the guy that Warren Buffett decided was worth checking out and learning under, and he did. He learned directly under him. And so this is a very incredible book. It teaches you a lot about communication, how to get your point across, how to understand people, how to be an effective communicator. It is invaluable no matter what profession you're in, no matter what you do. This is very important to pick the skill up, to use it, to apply it. This book, again, is also available on Amazon for $13. Pretty doable. Buy this one, do it, add it to the list. So I'm gonna go through the rest of this list pretty quickly, just listing off the names of the books, the prices and such, and they're all great buys. Would definitely recommend each and every single one of them, so please pick them up, read it, apply it to your life. They will help you out greatly, I promise you. Book number 4 is Think and Grow Rich. You can pick this up for $9 on Amazon. Next up is the book by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that is $5 on Amazon right now. Next, we have the book on real estate investing. This is by the Bigger Pockets podcast guy, and this is on sale on Amazon for $14. Next up is going to be the Little Book of Common Sense Investing, which is on Amazon for $17. So the last book here is going to be Your Money or Your Life. This is on Amazon as well for $15, and that rounds out our list of these books, and in total, they'll set you back about $98, which is just $2 shy of the total, so you can go ahead and stick that $2 back in your back pocket and save it for another investment. But in all seriousness, this list of books is really just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many incredible authors out there, people with a lifetime of wisdom to share. And so if you just do anything in your life, and if you do anything, go read a few of these books, apply the principles to your life, you will see massive changes, and it'll be worth it. I promise you, it will not be worth it. Okay, so now moving on to a more traditional investment vehicle, and that is going to be stocks. Stocks. And bonds. Municipal bonds. I'm terrible at these. I'm kind of terrible at the puns. But I am here with some financial advice, and fortunately I am not being paid for my puns. Not yet anyways. I hope that never happens, because if the world came to that, that would be that'd be a hard day in history. Let's not do that. So here at number 2, what you're going to want to do is take your $100 that you have and go to WeBull, the app that's on the App Store or the Google Play Store. You download it, you deposit $100 to the platform, and they will give you 2 stocks for free. One of those is valued up to $1,400. And so you can get a kickstart on your investing journey with some free stocks here. And also you can use this platform to do some stock trading with no commissions or fees. So with stock trading, there is a couple of different schools of thought. There is the very active trader type style, and then there is the more passive trader style. And I'll differentiate the two and let you know what's best for who. So if you're a brand new to stock trading, if you are young, and if you're just trying to figure this thing out, see how things affect the other, and how the stock market behaves, it's going to really help you out to just go and start playing around with your $100 investment. Just go ahead and do literally whatever you want. Buy into this, buy into that. If you see it, you like it, you know it, go get it. Go buy it. And through this, you're going to see the value of your portfolio go up and down and fluctuate with various changes in the market. Various news items that come out about certain companies or products will increase or decrease the price of a stock, and all the things that affect the price of a share. These items in combination will highlight the behaviors of the market itself and help you understand just how volatile some things can be, and really where to put your money that's safe and where not to put your money, and all those things. There's so much there, and I'm not a certified financial planner, or I'm not a CFA. I'm not any of that. But I can tell you, stocks do not always go up. Whoever told you that is wrong. They do not always go up. So just hear that one thing, and that's all you hear today. That's okay, but they don't always go up. And typically, you lose a lot of money when you start out and you learn, but it's through those failures that we learn the best lessons. And that is to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel, to the real red button down the bottom there. That'd be great, thanks. But in all seriousness, once you put your $100 in there, you get your 2 free stocks on Webull. Then you go ahead and you start researching the various companies that are out there. You see what the trends are, what their history has been with the price of the stock, and you go ahead and you buy into what you think is a good buy. You did your research, you did your due diligence, and you're going to go ahead and execute that trade. You go do that, you see what happens, and just play around with the numbers. You're only putting in $100 to start, so you're not going to be risking, your life savings. I hope not, anyways. I hope your life savings is not $100. If it is, I'm sorry. But for those of you who this is not the case with, go ahead and do this, and you'll see very quickly, because your own money's on the line here, so you'll be very diligent in keeping track of things. Play around, figure things out, and just see how the stock market behaves. So this is really a brief image and stint into the active stock trading avenue. Now on this side, there is the passive stock trading investing avenue. And what I mean by this is people who do what's called buying and holding. People who buy and hold will, as it sounds, buy a stock, whatever it is, and then hold it with the anticipation of keeping it indefinitely. So for 30, 40 years, that's the plan. Typically when people do this, they'll buy into what's called an index fund. An index fund will track the performance of a number of stocks with varying percentages of effect in there, and it will spit out a value for the stock based on the performance of the other companies that are included in that share. And so a very good example of an index fund is going to be an S&P 500 index fund, which tracks the S&P 500 and its performance. And in the S&P 500, you have companies that we all know and have heard of probably. You have Apple, you have Amazon, you have Microsoft, and the other jumbo tech giants. So that's the passive side. And with this first $100, this is not going to be enough to retire on. So with this $100 that you're putting in and working with and investing in the stock market, I would just go ahead and honestly play around, see how things work, see how things function, learn how the stock market behaves. And then from there, figure out what method will be best for you. But start out, try doing the active thing, try trading in various stocks and going back and forth with that, and just see what happens. It's a lot of fun to just try things and see what happens and to experiment. And so I know I am about saving money and being efficient and diligent with things, but in this instance, this is a learning expense. And so the money that you're spending and maybe losing is part of your education. And so you may lose $50, but that's a pretty small price to pay for learning a good bit about the stock market and how that works. Okay, so moving on to number 3, this is, like I mentioned, a thing that I have done myself and is one of my favorite things, and that is flipping items. So you can actually get started with a item flipping side hustle for actually less than $100, but I got started myself with $100 initial investment, and I will tell you the details of that and then how you can get started yourself. So I started my item flipping side hustle a couple months ago, and I started with $100. I went ahead and bought a watch that I found in a pawn shop, and that watch was a Omega Constellation from 1968. So at the time, I did not know a whole lot about watches, but I was going to that store and I noticed that this watch was in the case, and it was priced, I thought, very low because I recognized the name of the watch company, and I thought, that's a pretty high-end brand of watch. Omega's right up there with Rolex, kind of in the same tier quality. And so I thought, interesting. So I went outside and I looked up the watch, looked at the values of it and what it sold for on eBay and other places as well. And I figured out this is a pretty valuable watch, but they only had it listed there for $100. So what I did is I went in and I asked to buy that watch. I took it home with me, I put it on eBay, and I sold it within a week for $820. I put in $100, I got out $820. It really was like $805 after shipping and stuff. But I 8x'd my money literally in a week from this little side hustle, this little flip. So there's really so much room for profit in things like this. If you find the right deal, if you know your stuff, it helps out a whole lot too. But if you get the right deal, you can massively double, triple, quadruple, or even octuple your original investment. In this instance, it was really a luck thing that I found that. And so in the future of the deals that I found, they have been through my research and diligence and going through and finding good deals in my area for me to pursue. But that just goes to show that if I can accidentally come across something like that, there are definitely deals all over the place for potential flips, and not just for watches. You can flip shoes, you can flip cars, you can flip a whole bunch of things. Anything you can think of, you can go ahead and flip. There is no limits to this. And so number 4 is going to be actually what I'm doing right this moment, right now. And that is YouTube. So YouTube, you can actually get started with a $100 investment. Actually, let me back up. You can get started on YouTube with a $0 investment. So to get started on YouTube, this is all you need. Your phone, an internet connection. That's it. That is literally it. So if you have a phone, which I'm assuming you do, I mean almost everyone has one now. So if you have one, good job. And an internet connection. And I know you have that because you're watching this right now. So you have internets. I don't know how many internets, but you do have some internets. So that's a good thing. So you have one of the two variables guaranteed already to be able to get started. So I'll just tell you what I have set up and how much money I have put into YouTube to get myself started. And it's about $23 in total. Right now I'm sitting in my kitchen and I have my phone propped up on a toolbox with a tape measure behind it, and I have this little lapel mic right here tied up to my phone, and I paid $22 for the mic, and it plugs right into my phone, and I shoot with my phone, and that's all I do. And then I'll show you in a minute here my little light that I made. It's pretty pathetic, and it's literally just a lamp with some tin foil in the back and a little piece of paper towel in the front to kind of diffuse the light a little bit. That is my entire investment into it, has literally been just this microphone. And I felt bad doing that because that was a lot of money. $23 is a lot of money. But anyways, that just goes to show that you can get started doing YouTube with very little. Really, the big investment on YouTube is going to be time. It's very time consuming to do research for videos, to plot them out, to film them, and to edit them. And let me tell you, editing takes a long time sometimes. So for every 15-minute video that you see, I've spent about 15 to 16 hours putting it together. So there's a significant time investment there, but the money part isn't so much. You can literally get started for just using your phone and doing that. And my first 2 or 3 videos were actually shot with only my phone, no mic or anything, but just my phone. So you can get started with that and make your own YouTube channel. And if we know anything about YouTube, you can see that there are people that make literally millions of dollars a month doing YouTube. I am not there. I am nowhere close to that. I made $1.07 last week, and I was freaking out because that was like a record for me. So just so you guys know, your boy has some ramen noodle money, and he's about to splurge a little bit on the cup of noodles maybe next week. We'll see how things go. We'll see what this video does, and maybe I'll have a cup of noodles next time. So with that said, guys, I hope this was a helpful video for you. I had fun making it, even though it was a little time consuming. I enjoy doing this, and I love to be able to serve you guys with all the knowledge and tools and skills that I have learned and compiled over the years. I love to be able to communicate those to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. So I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.